something more important than Britney Spears has popped up. Something more important than Britney Spears has popped up. You have the island nation. You have the great nation of Zambia. It's not island, it's landlocked. It's in the middle of Africa. It's on the south. It's like in the heart of the southern portion of Africa. You got the top portion, and then you got that little stem on the bottom. Zambia is in the heart of that southern stem. So, Zambia, you have an election. It just happened Thursday. They say it's going to be 3 days, but it's already been 2 days, and both sides are celebrating, so nobody can tell what the hell's going on. But already, chaos, pandemonium, and murder. There's already been 2 murders. Let's begin with the 2 murders. Now, just because the ruling party is the one running the elections, that doesn't mean that the elections couldn't be rigged against them or something, right? I don't know. Probably. Okay, so allafrica.com reports this. I'm just going to read this verbatim. Just going to read this verbatim. Zambian President Edgar Lungu. So this motherfucker, Edgar Lungu, looks like he's going to cheat. Okay, sorry. I'm sorry. Zambia President Edgar Lungu, fucking Edgar, fucking Lungu, has ordered the army to step up its presence in 3 provinces where he accused opposition parties of turning the country's elections into a war after 2 prominent members of his party were murdered. So there's been murder. The Patriotic Front's leader in the northwestern province, Jackson Kungo, as well as Emmanuel Chihili, Emmanuel Chihili and Jackson Kungo, the brother of another leader, were allegedly murdered on Thursday as thousands of Zambians came out to vote. Allegedly, you know if a motherfucker is murdered or not. It's not alleged. What foul play is that the alleged that it wasn't suicide, that there's foul play. So Jackson Kungo, Emmanuel Chihili, R.I.P. to both of them, Emmanuel Chihili and Jackson Kungo. I don't know who these 2 people are, but they were shot and killed. In a statement marked very urgent late on Thursday, this is election day, so it's Saturday, so it's already been Thursday, Friday, Saturday, so, 2 days have already gone by. But in a statement marked very urgent late on Thursday, Lungu said the mayhem in this province, as well as in parts of western and southern provinces, has effectively rendered the elections in the 3 provinces not free and fair. Not free and fair. Okay, so perhaps that's the case. Perhaps that's the truth. Now, Zambia, let's just talk about the facts. Let's just talk about the facts. Zambia has had democracy since 1991. They just got their independence in 1964. So, independence, 1964, democracy, 1991. They've only had democracy for 30 years, and this democracy, this democratic republic, has seen the greatest turnout rate that they've ever seen in their nation's history. So 72% to 74% of the people of Zambia went out to go vote between the election of Edgar Lungu and Hakainde Hichilema. Hakainde Hichilema. And that's our guy. We want Hakainde Hichilema to be victorious. It looks like he already is victorious. Now, he's quoting Deuteronomy. Why? Because most of the damn country's Christian. You got, 75% is Protestant, 20% is Catholic, 5% is something else. So 95% of the country is Christian, 5% is something else. You got the opposition candidate, the Hakainde Hichilema, who is winning. He is winning the election, and he's thumping the shit out of the Edgar Lungu. In the very beginning, all they've done, I've only seen the numbers for the very beginning, 31 of 156 provinces, which means, 156 districts, which means that it could actually go either way. The army is in the street right now. The army is in the street, so this could turn out to be like Nicaragua, a fucking dictatorship like Nicaragua, or it could be pandemonium and chaos like South Africa. So you got 31 of 156. They reported that 450,000 to 266,000 have voted in favor of Hichilema. So Hakainde Hichilema is winning. He is winning, and it was by, like, you know, a fucking substantial amount, like 60-40%. He's beating the 50% threshold. He needs to beat 50%, which he's doing it. He quoted Deuteronomy 16:20, and Deuteronomy 16:20 says some shit. Actually, it's fantastic quote. Deuteronomy 16:20 says, "Justice and only justice will get us to the land of Egypt," or some shit. The lands that our fathers promised us. How are we going to get our lands? According to Deuteronomy 16:20, how are we going to get the lands that our ancestors had promised to us? Justice and only justice. Justice and only justice. And the reason why I mention this is because an immoral, fascist, wicked psychopath, they wouldn't know jack shit about justice. They wouldn't know about democracy, freedom, love, justice. That's a virtue. You need to have a heart and soul. You need to have a conscience to be able to understand justice. Jesus Christ. So this is, you know, basically Donald Trump fucking strikes again, right? Donald Trump is going to say the Electoral College doesn't work the first time, or no, it did work the first time. When Donald Trump got elected, then okay, the election system, good election system, great election system. This election system is top-notch and superb. One of the best election systems ever. The same election system says he lost. Now, the whole thing's rigged, the whole thing's bullshit, what the fuck? So it's not free and fair. America is not free and fair. When you got your own president saying that it's not free and fair, we just saw this shit in Peru. We just saw this shit in Peru. Kiko Fujimori, fucking fascist and fucking chief, try to cheat the motherfucker socialist out of the election. Try to cheat and did the exact same shit that Donald Trump did. So Donald Trump strikes again. January 6th. Hello, January 6th, over and over again, motherfucker. Donald Trump is going to say the first election, when he got elected, is good, but the second election, that's no good. And all of his stupid-ass fucking sycophantic followers are like, what? They're going to take our Donnie away from us? He's a cheating, low-life piece of shit. So it feels like, to me, Edgar Lungu is a cheating, low-life piece of shit. I mean, he's the president, so you're saying your own elections are fucking corrupt? Your own elections, and this is even worse. So Donald had one victory, right? But Edgar Lungu, he's had two victories. He's already beat this Hakainde Hichilema 2 times already before. So Edgar Lungu has already said that the election system that elected him 2 times prior was legitimate and proper and right and fair. Now all of a sudden, looks like he's losing. Now all of a sudden it's not free and fair. Right? Jesus Christ. This fucking fascist Donald Trump motherfucker is going to keep striking over and over again. It's so easy to empathize with the people of Zambia if you just give a shit. It's so easy to just give a shit. Just give a shit. There's 7 million people in Zambia. Let's talk about Zambia. You got 80 languages in Zambia. Zambia has a lot of shit that they got to worry about. Not just economics, right? Not just tropical storms. They got to worry about tropical storms and droughts and AIDS. So they got AIDS, tropical storms, droughts. They got 80 different languages, 95% Christian. Look at all these problems that they got to deal with. Now, Zambia, out of the entire world, you only got 2 countries that are named with Z. So that's like a, you know, a Q or an X kind of country. What, you're an X country? What kind of country is X? Fucking Kyrgyzstan? Do they use an X? But Zambia and Zimbabwe, those are the only 2 Z countries in the entire world. Zambia, Zimbabwe. And guess what? Right next to Zambia is Zimbabwe. And guess what? Right in between Zambia and Zimbabwe is the infamous Victoria Falls, which has a moonbow. Victoria Falls is a waterfall. When the moon is out, you see a rainbow. You can see a rainbow from the little bit of light that the moon, you know, theoretically reflects from the sun. the sun hits the moon, and then the moon, oh, come on. You know the earth is flat. You know the earth is flat. Now, they actually got two courts. In Zambia, they got a Supreme Court and they got a Constitutional Court. So, the Constitutional and the Supreme Court both can have decisions. They both have Chief Justice and a Deputy Chief Justice and then 11 other judges. So they both have 13 judges. Lucky 13. So you got Supreme Court number 1, and then you got Supreme Court number 2, a Constitutional Court. And so therefore I would think that all matters of Constitution, constitutional issues would go to the Constitutional Court, and then the Supreme Court would pretty much take all the other general, non-constitutional issues. So the capital of Zambia, Lusaka. I think it'd be nice to go check out Lusaka. It'd be nice to check out Lusaka. Is this a blood diamond country? A lot of the African nations are, poor countries that are just, a beggar sitting on a throne of gold. And is this a blood diamond country? It kind of is. It kind of is a blood diamond. They don't have any diamonds, so no, it is not a blood diamond country, but it's the second largest producer or haver of copper in Africa. So they got a shit ton of copper, and they got a shit ton of silver, which is just like Peru. Peru's got a shit ton of copper and a shit ton of silver. And that's good for electricity and electronics. So copper and coal and cobalt, these are things that Zambia has. So lots of things for multinational corporations. For the people of Zambia to go ahead and mine themselves. You got lead and zinc and cobalt and emeralds and uranium and hydropower and gold. They got silver and gold and uranium. So they got the ability to produce a nuclear bomb. And copper. So they got, copper pipes, copper wires, good for electricity, good for plumbing. Cobalt, zinc, lead, coal. Coal is good for electricity, keeping the country moving. Hydroelectric power. My God, there's not even any hydroelectric power here in southern Colorado and Castilla County, let alone. So hydroelectric power, uranium, gold, silver, emeralds. Zambia's got it going on. No blood diamonds, but they got blood, silver, and gold. Blood emeralds, blood coal, blood uranium, blood copper and silver, and blood cobalt, and blood zinc, and blood lead. So 80 different languages. 80 different languages. 1964, they declared their independence from they were Northern Rhodesia or some shit. 1964, Zambia becomes its own nation. 1991, they get their own constitution. 2016, they have some amendments. They get electricity, some Quran. So the election next to Malawi, Zimbabwe, there's a lot of, these are the countries, right? I was trying to place Zambia on a map for you. Zambia is in Africa, next to Malawi and Zimbabwe and the Democratic Republic of Congo and Angola and Tanzania. And it's in Africa, the heart of the southern half of Africa, the homeland for all of mankind. So that's some information for Zambia. 7 million souls, 7 million are registered to vote. 75%, 72, 74% have voted. So of the 7 million, you got 5 million or so that's already voted. So that's a Colorado election, right? Or maybe it's a crappy election like Belarus or Virginia or Kentucky. Now, if it's a Colorado election or a Peru election, well then that means Hakainde, Hichilema is the victor. So now let's talk about this election. Holy shit. What the fuck? I am so sick and tired of fascist motherfuckers. We know you want power. We know you want power and you want to take everything for yourself. More for yourself and less for everybody else. We know what a fucking fascist, low-life, racist, immoral, wicked psychopaths want. They're just, fucking savages. Just a bunch of hedonistic fucking... Okay, you're going to be the fucking goddamn leader of our country. You're going to be the leader of our country just so you can go ahead and enjoy the spoils That is not why we elected you the president. We elected you the president to make sure we have free and fair elections and make sure we have jobs and hospitals and schools and make sure shit's running right and for security and food and water and oxygen, make sure we have clean air, clean water. A whole bunch of reasons, but good reasons, not for you to just go ahead and take it all for yourself. So Edgar Lungu, he's already won 2 times with these elections. He's the president. He's going to say it's not free and fair. Perhaps in those 3 provinces, the South Province, the West Province, and the Northwest Province. And I think they got a dozen provinces. I don't know exactly how many provinces. They had 156 total, precincts, whatever districts. And that's where we found out how, 31 of those precincts. But the president says that it wasn't free and fair, but Hakainde, Hichilema said that it was free and fair. So let's assume that, there was a murder, right, in those 3 provinces, South, Northwest, West provinces. There was a fucking murder. They killed those fucking guys. And so, that's definitely something's going on there. So they could invalidate those provinces and have a re-election, in those provinces only. So he may get those provinces thrown out. I don't know if he's going to throw out the entire nation's vote. If he throws out the entire nation's vote, then I think it's time for the United Nations to go in there and make sure they have a free and fair elections, and then for the United Nations to leave as soon as they elect their president with free and fair elections, no questions asked. So Zambia needs some democracy. Zambia needs some freedom and democracy, huh? So does Russia and Belarus. And we're already in Cameroon, so shit. Let's get Cameroon some freedom and democracy too. Why don't we go ahead and get the countries we're occupying? Hey, Empire. Hey, American Empire. All the nations that you're occupying, like, Cuba, Puerto Rico, Hawaii. I guess we've given, you know what? That was brilliant, America. Look what we did with Hawaii. We gave Hawaiian citizenship. Now they're Americans. So we were a republic when it came to the Hawaiians, but when it came to Guam, and when it came to the Virgin Islands, when it came to Puerto Rico, when it came to Cuba, when it came to the Philippines, when it came to the, 750 military bases in 150 countries, all the military bases that we got all over the fucking world, the best way to change an empire into a republic is to turn all the colonies into the nation that conquered them. Turn them into American citizens. Now we have no colonies. We are not subduing anybody. We are not oppressing anybody. If anything, we've made them Americans. If they want to, be independent of America, well, then they'll have to, get China and Russia's support for that or whatever. But yeah, we got 14 fucking colonies and 750 military bases. So, maybe we could have more Americans, freedom and democracy. Maybe we can have freedom and democracy in the countries that we're occupying. Because, who the fuck needs an occupier? You know what that country needs is an occupier. Why? Why does that country need an occupier? Well, somebody needs to stand around and look at the people and manage them and tell them what to do. No, they don't. No, they do not. And especially Western powers, which is just corporate fucking capitalism. If a nation wants to be socialist, let them be fucking socialist. Jesus Christ, what the fuck? So yeah, you got Edgar Lungu as a fucking cheater, pumpkin eater. Edgar Lungu, you're a fucking cheater. You cheater, pumpkin eater. You fucking low-life cheating motherfucker. He's not the Prez. He's not the president. Edgar Lungu is not the president anymore, I don't think. Give it a day or two to make sure 100%. Turnout was actually 15% higher, the most that they've ever been, in their nation's history of the 30-year democratic experiment. And then he's saying that 2 of his agents were, murdered. And then some of his agents were brutalized and ran from the polls. Could be some bullshit that's happening. The worst case scenario is you redo the election. And you redo it next month. You redo it as soon as motherfucking possible. Without delay. As soon as possible. ASAP. ASAP. Hurry the fuck up and get this new election. That's the worst case scenario. The best case scenario The Supreme Court and the Constitutional Court, they say that there is no widespread voter fraud, that the president is just crying sour grapes. He's just crying sour grapes. That's all he's doing, crying a bunch of sour grapes. Supreme and the Constitutional Court, they say there's no widespread voter fraud, and that Hakainde, Hichilema, he becomes the president. He's acknowledged as the president. This isn't a Reichstag moment. This isn't a fascist Donald Trump January 6th moment where they're going to use violent situations to justify a massive, martial law crackdown. And if his own government's elections are not free and fair, then we can't trust him to have another fucking election. Jesus Christ, you got elected twice. Apparently he was been in power for 6 years. 6 fucking years? Jesus Christ, Edgar Lungu, you've had power for 6 fucking years. If you couldn't get free elections by then, just sit the fuck down, cheater, pumpkin eater. Edgar Lungu, you're a cheater, pumpkin eater. That's all you do is, if you ain't eating pumpkins, then you're fucking cheating, you fucking cheater, pumpkin eater. So this is a Thursday vote, August 12th, 2021. It's 2 days later. It's Saturday. 7 million registered voters. Supreme and Constitutional Court. The army is in the street. Edgar Lungu has already put the army out in the street, so he's trying to intimidate the population. He's already won. Oh, and then here's, this is an important thing for free speech. This shit has happened actually several fucking times. And I've asked a lot of these YouTubers, and I don't think they have a good answer. So a lot of these, left-wing radical YouTubers want to change a lot. They are radicals, and they want fundamental change. But they're on YouTube. And so that means we're in a country that has good internet, good electricity. And the YouTube videos you put out there stay out there, and then also you got all the rights and freedoms and what have you. But in Zambia, what happened in Zambia, Edgar Lungu, he went ahead and blocked Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp. Several internet service providers were shut down. Same shit happened in Belarus. Same shit happened actually in Moldova, the Twitter revolution. So these motherfuckers hate the internet. They hate the free exchange of information. And so Edgar Lungu had already tried to fuck the people over. He saw that the election wasn't going his way. He didn't want the information to get out, so he shut several internet service providers down, Facebook, Instagram. Some people said that Facebook and Instagram was up, but WhatsApp specifically, WhatsApp was blocked, which that's, there's a whole bunch of questions when it comes to that. When it comes to blocking WhatsApp, was that WhatsApp? Is that goddamn motherfucking, Mark Zuckerberg and all that shit? So WhatsApp is Facebook, right? It's the same company. But WhatsApp specifically was definitely blocked. Facebook and Instagram, some said that it was, others said it wasn't. Internet service providers as a whole were shut down. So the internet as a whole was shut down, right? So that's not just Facebook, and that's Google, and that's, Yahoo, and Gmail, and, the World Fact Book, and what the fuck ever. So, have I covered everything? I have covered everything. So, Jesus Christ, Zambia, I hope you get your shit together. I really give a shit about Zambia. I give the shit about the people of Zambia. You got 7 million registered voters. They all went out and voted for Hakainde, Hichilema. If this Edgar Lungu persists and says that he's the fucking victor and keeps on, trying to, postpone it, I'm not for sure. The institutions are 30 years old, the Supreme and the Constitutional Court. It's going to come down to the Supreme and the Constitutional Court whether he's got any fucking say-so whatsoever, because you got to have a non-biased moderator. You have to have a non-biased moderator, so you need a Supreme and a Constitutional Court to render a verdict on this whole entire thing. Actually, you need to finish counting the vote. Zambia, finish counting your vote. And when you find out that Hakainde Hichilema has won and Edgar Lungu has lost, he'll try to push the court thing. But the biggest moment that you need to be afraid a civil war is coming is when Edgar Lungu realizes that he lost, knows that he lost. There are no more further excuses, no more further explanations. And he says, I don't care. I don't give a shit. Edgar Lungu, he knows he lost, but he's going to stay in power. And he's going to cheat however the fuck he can cheat. Do whatever the fuck he can do to stay in power. So we don't want to see this to turn out like Nicaragua, where it's just a dictatorship, or South Africa, where it's just pandemonium and chaos all across the nation. So you want, you know, a Peru, Colorado kind of democracy, not a Belarus, Virginia, Kentucky kind of democracy. Hopefully, they said it takes 3 days. There's the official count takes 3 days. Who's the officials? I don't know. This is all English media. Do they even speak English? There's like all these different tribes, 80 different languages, over 80 languages. Could you imagine what languages he speaks? Well, he speaks these 10 languages. Does he speak our language? No. No, he just speaks 10 other fucking languages, not yours, you asshole. You son of a bitch. So, it looks like to me that Edgar Lungu is a cheater, pumpkin eater, needs to fucking step down. You're not the president no more, Edgar Lungu. You're not the fucking president no more. The people of Zambia has spoken. Over 50% of the people of Zambia has spoken, in spite of the, you know, the assassinations and who knows what the hell is going on in that situation. But if this shit ain't widespread, those are the only two, right? Maybe that was just something particular to their own case. It has nothing to do with the president. Maybe it has to do with they were fucking Nazis. Maybe they were right-wing Confederate fucking KKK Nazis. So perhaps justified, not justified, weird, and you should check into that, but that, you know, changes 3 provinces. If it doesn't change the rest of the provinces and the rest of the country, you know, says, then if he wins overwhelmingly, those provinces won't fucking matter, which is what it's looking like. These numbers, statistical sampling, says that that's a good, you know, 31 out of 156, that's a good statistical sample. So that says, yeah, it looks like the Hakainde, Hichilema is the victor, according to statistical sampling. So, you know, there's 3 lies, right? Lies, damn lies, and statistics. So let's give this a day, 1 day, get the official final tally. And then let's hear what Edgar Lungu has to say. He needs to address the people. Are you a cheater, pumpkin eater? Or are you going to accept that you lost? Or are you going to tell us exactly, here's this problem, that problem. We're going to take it to the Supreme and the Constitutional Court. We're going to get it adjudicated, and we're going to have a verdict. We're going to, you know, find out what we're going to do by the end of the week. Is he going to step down? Or is he a fucking fascist piece of shit? Edgar Lungu, I think you're a fascist piece of shit, and I think Hakainde Hichilema is the new president of Zambia. Congratulations, Mr. President. Hakainde Hichilema is the new president of Zambia.